Hello, bloomers, thinkers, artists, and fellow humans. The workshop I'll be teaching for Sonic Bloom 2020 is called Semiotics and the Art of Becoming, and I'd like to give you a little preview for what you can expect if you make it to attend. We constantly are trying to make sense of the world. The only thing that is certain in this existence is change. Nothing remains the way that it is in a single solid moment. Our meaning is constantly shifting and unfolding. It's something that we create day to day with our thoughts and with our language. When we speak to each other, when we write things down, we are putting into the world words that take on a sensory form that others perceive. They interpret, and it's meaningful to them in a certain way. Each word does not stand on its own. People's thoughts connect to other signs, other meaningful experiences and memories they've had, other words, such that something you say will have a totally different meaning to one person versus to another person. It's very interesting the way in which this happens. This process of understanding what we do when this takes place is called semiotics. It's what I focus on in all of my workshops. Our capability of asking questions about the meaning of the experiences we have and the meanings that other humans are attempting to convey. We're not the only animals who communicate, certainly. Yet, a thing that we know that we do that may be quite special is that we're aware of the meanings that we convey, and we create symbols, our language, works of art, and music, physical gestures, dance. There's so many ways that we can convey meaning. In this workshop, I'm going to go in depth into the way in which this happens. I'm going to focus in on some of the ways that we can apply our semiotic thinking to our lives. I'm going to talk about how we can influence each other and even how we can affect and alter our worldviews. Because as meaning is alive and is constantly changing and expanding, so is it that the way that we understand the world to be, the way we understand the other people and beings in our lives, and the ways in which we understand ourselves are constantly changing in an unfolding process. It's beautiful the way in which this happens, and we can really exercise a great deal of power in the way that we do this by taking an active role. We can influence each other, and we can work together. One of the most magical things about our ability to create meaningful symbols and thought patterns is the way we can coalesce around certain terms and ideas, thus envisioning a new future, a new moment from this moment that we have now. And yet, another special thing about us is that we imagine the future. We sort together our memories of the past and we attempt to predict and even achieve or obtain certain outcomes. When we come together to really consider what things mean, what the messages we spread to one another mean. In a dialogue, in a discussion, we can further enhance the reality that we manifest. I think it's quite easy for us to slip into a pattern where we take things for granted. The meanings that we're given, that we're told by authorities, or that we've told ourselves throughout our lives. It's easy to fail to recognize the active and creative role we play. After all, as we're always becoming, so do we always have an opportunity to reimagine and envision a new meaning, and thus work towards a new future. Every day we have an opportunity to take this active and creative role, and to become truly the artists of our own existence. This is just a preview of the kind of things that I will be talking about in this year's workshop, and I would be very excited to have the opportunity to present these ideas to you and invite you to participate in this creative and collaborative discussion. Thank you for listening. Meaning is alive.